Hello Fanatics, I'm Dylan Phillips, and now that we've done our top 10 and worst 10 films of 2017, we're going to talk about the top 10 anticipated films of 2018. Now remember, this is going to be a list that's entirely subjective, and so this might differ from your list, and these are films that I believe I'm going to be most excited for in the new year. So, let's get started. At number 10, we have Solo, a Star Wars story. Now, there's a lot of controversy surrounding this film because its original directors were dropped and Ron Howard was brought in, who did a ton of reshoots. And aside from that, a lot of people didn't really want a Han Solo story to begin with because he's kind of that mysterious entity in the Star Wars universe. You don't want to know where he came from, you just want to know where he is. And as much as that stuff did play into my decision, I am still excited for a new Star Wars movie. I have enjoyed all of the ones that Disney has put out, some more than others, and I feel like this one will still give me the satisfaction of the other ones. Am I excited to see a backstory of how Han and Chewie met? Yes. Am I excited to see Donald Glover as Lando? Hell yes. And I'm just very pumped to see a new Star Wars movie every year, regardless of what everyone else may think. At number 9, we have Fantastic Beasts 2. This is a franchise that I absolutely love. I grew up on Harry Potter, both the books and the novels, and when Fantastic Beasts came out, I was super excited, and although it is a different type of story, it is still one that resonated with me, and I loved the characters, I loved going back into the world, and I'm very much excited to see the second installment in this series, especially considering Jude Law's Albus Dumbledore. I really want to see his take on the character and where he goes with it. At number 8, we have DC's Aquaman. Now, Wonder Woman blew everyone away, and Justice League had mixed reviews, but to me, Justice League was a step in the right direction, as I really liked the character development between the characters in Justice League way more than I did the characters in Avengers. And so, one of the characters that really stood out to me in it was Aquaman. Despite his lack of character development in Justice League, they did give us just enough to intrigue us, and I feel like Aquaman's story in his own movie is gonna really show us the character and where he fits into the DCEU. At number 7, we have Black Panther. Now, I don't know much about the Black Panther character outside of the MCU. I don't really read his comics, but I'm really excited for the movie. I've seen a ton of the trailers because I wanted to know more about the character. I'm intrigued where they're going with him. He was a great addition to Civil War, and it has a phenomenal cast. Like, they blow you out of the way with all of these actors from TV and film, and so I'm really excited to see where they go with it and what it leads into. At number 6, we got another Marvel movie, and that's Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, a lot of people didn't like Ant-Man when it came out, but I thought it was really good, and it's still one of my favorite Marvel films because it doesn't follow the same action cliches of the original films. Instead, it goes away from that and into a different mold, a kind of crime, comedy, caper film that focuses more on the funny aspects of Paul Rudd's acting abilities rather than trying to throw him into a dramatic action movie. And while there is drama and action there, he is able to play both sides really well. And in this film, you do get the introduction of the Wasp, played by Evangeline Lilly, and Michelle Pfeiffer comes in as the original Wasp. So you have all of these great actors coming into this film in what is hopefully a great sequel to a very funny original film. At number 5, we have Pacific Rim Uprising. Now, this is one of my favorite standalone films. I thought it was phenomenal. Guillermo del Toro does great with monsters, and he did it at a wide scale in this movie with adding a sci-fi aspect, and it felt like Godzilla meets Iron Giant, and I loved every aspect of it. I loved the cast, and although Idris Elba's not coming back, I'm really excited to see John Boyega in a movie other than Star Wars that isn't shit like The Circle. So this movie has got me pumped. I'm really excited for everything. I'm glad he's going into this. Guillermo is one of the best directors out there right now, and I'm really excited to see what he does in a sequel. At number 4, we have First Man. Now, this is Damien Chazelle's latest project, and it is about the landing on the moon, and it's going to star Ryan Gosling and Jon Bernthal. Now, Ryan Gosling has been a bit of a guilty pleasure of mine recently with Crazy Stupid Love, Gangster Squad, and La La Land, but now Jon Bernthal has really shown why he's such an underappreciated actor. Between Sweet Virginia, The Punisher, and all of his bit roles this year, from Baby Driver and Wind River. He really showed his diversity, and I feel like putting these two together in a movie with Damien Chazelle is just automatic, like, just get ready for all the nominations. I think it's going to be the next Apollo 13. At number 3, I've been waiting for this for 10 years, The Incredibles 2. I loved The Incredibles. This movie was my favorite Pixar movie aside from Toy Story, because let's be real, Toy Story's always the top, but right after that was The Incredibles, which was really hard considering I loved so many other Pixar films. But Incredibles just stuck with me because I love the superhero aspect, I love the family dynamic, I love all the jokes that they make about superhero films. It's a really good commentary, especially with how much Marvel and DC have been infused in Hollywood nowadays. So I'm really excited to see where they go with The Incredibles 2 movie, as I'm going to be one of many young adults sitting in the theater having patiently waited for 10 years. At number 2, we've got Deadpool 2. The original film blew me away as being one of my favorite superhero films, as it goes away from the cliches of the genre again and instead focuses on gritty, mature themes. And I loved that they did that with Deadpool instead of softening him and dumbing him down just to fit a specific rating. They actually went all in, and Ryan Reynolds was born for this role, so I'm excited to see what they do in the second movie. It's a shame that they couldn't get Hugh Jackman to interact with him in later films as Wolverine, but I'm excited to see where they go forward after this film, now that the MCU includes Deadpool. And finally, number 1, you know what it is because it's one of the most anticipated films of the year. In fact, we've been waiting for it for 10 years, and that's Avengers Infinity War. Yes, through 18 films, we've seen all of these characters grow and develop themselves. They've gone through fights, they've gone through makeups, breakups, everything, and now we're finally at the point where they're going to be fighting their biggest foe. Some will die, some will be changed forever, and that's what we want to see. That's what we're waiting for. Who lives? Who dies? Avengers Infinity War. That's the movie that I'm waiting for. And there you have it. There's our list of the top 10 most anticipated films of 2018. What's your list of your most anticipated films? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips, and thanks for watching. If you liked this video and you want to see more, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Check out our latest video where we discuss the top 10 worst films of 2017. Don't forget to follow us on our social media. And until next time, Fanatics, keep it real.